Hello and welcome back to another World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor video. This time I'm going to be predicting the release date for the expansion, at least roughly. Now why am I doing this again? Well, every few months information changes, and because of that, I think it just warrants doing a new video. Now a lot of people are saying that Warlords isn't going to come out until, say, November, some people are even saying December, and a lot of that is because when they announced the pre-orders, they said that the game would release by the 20th of December. The reason they said that is just because that is the technical end of fall in America. I don't know what the official date over here is, but at least in the US, the technical date of the end of the autumn is the 20th of December, so they had to say that. All that really confirms is a autumn release window. And I think that in combination with the alpha only coming out now has definitely got people a little bit worried. But about that alpha, well, first of all, the alpha, I think, in terms of naming, it's probably only called an alpha because it's going to be limited, at least initially, to like streamers, media, press people, and then also because they're testing out their new file management system. That's the main reason why they're calling it alpha. In terms of the actual content that we're going to see, I'd imagine that we are looking at a solid beta. Hell, even when you look at the launcher for Warlords of Draenor, it is described as being in beta. Now, another thing that, of course, we need to say is that this beta is coming out maybe, a month, at least half a month, something like that, later than the Mists of Pandaria one did. Well, actually, this alpha has been ready to go for quite a while. Okay, maybe by quite a while I mean 2 or 3 weeks, but in a recent interview with Convert to Raid, Zarham and Celestalon said that they had actually been ready to go with a lot of this information, but they didn't want to steal the thunder out of the Diablo 3 and that other game, Hearthstone. They didn't really just want to steal the thunder out of their releases, obviously, because if Blizzard sort of blow all their information out at once, then there's going to be a dry period. And then, of course, they also did release it on the same day as the Elder Scrolls Online, so I would imagine that was very much timed. I think it worked out pretty well for them, though, because Elder Scrolls had quite a lot of bugs and that kind of thing, especially after the 3 days early access, and how there's even been progression, killing bugs in the full launch of the game. So I think that's definitely given WoW a good PR boost, and that's why those things have been delayed. And because of all this, I think that we really are pretty much in the same schedule that we always have been for, at least in regards to the Mists of Pandaria launch. We're looking at about the same thing, really. The alpha, or slash beta, whatever you want to call it, has been ready since the same time that the Mists one was. Relatively speaking, of course. It's not like we've had this thing, cooking for 3 years. But, because of all that, I think we are looking for a solid December launch window. There's a lot of people saying November or something like that. I don't believe so, because we are essentially on the exact same schedule that we have been on for Mists. So I think that's basically my prediction. Let's just say that the 17th of September. Actually, no, that's terrible. I should really look at a calendar and pick a Tuesday. They love releasing things on Tuesday. So let's have a look. September, let's find a good Tuesday. There we go, the 18th. That's as good as any other Tuesday. It's either going to be the 18th or the 25th of September. And that is when I think Warlords of Draenor will come out. Hopefully I'm right. I guess in terms of other things to say, just that's the main part of the video done, but it's interesting, despite the arena season being reset, the new one being added for season 15, that's still going to be a relatively quite long arena season now that I think about it. And then as for the Siege of Orgrimmar, well, we're going to have been there for a year solid, literally a full year. That's a lot, really. That definitely is a lot. I can't help but thinking that they sort of expected to get Warlords out a little bit sooner than they did, honestly, because it seems like that initial January, February, March period was definitely quite sparse. I think they did have some delays there, and I guess that's a pity. I think the game is definitely going to bleed subscribers until then, though, because there just isn't anything new to do. Is it going to be as bad as the Dragon Souls thing? No. And why do I think that? Well, first of all, they've added a new PvP season, so that will at least provide a little bit more longevity for that side of the community, and then for the PvE side of the community, of course, the Siege of Orgrimmar has got this great advantage in that it's actually not shit. Unlike Dragon Souls, which, by the way, pretty bad. Well, I guess maybe if it had been, say, twice as long and had a decent end boss, then maybe it could have been better, but of course it wasn't, so yeah, it's disgusting, such a bad thing. but that actively annoyed people and sort of not forced them out of the game, but you were done with it so quickly in normal mode because it was so damn easy. At least Siege of Orgrimmar has been seeing steady, guilds have been seeing steady progression over the last while, and it seems like that's still able to keep people kind of engaged, because it is a really solid raid tier, and it's a really long raid tier as well. So I think that's definitely a good thing, and then just in terms of other stuff, I suppose, Transmog's there. I know it was back at the Dragon Souls time, but I just feel like a lot of things like that are just more fleshed out and fully bodied. Then, of course, the level 90 boost. There's going to be a lot more to do, in a way. Well, not a lot more, but I think people are going to find more to do than they did in the similar period for Cataclysm. So, yeah, that's basically my thoughts, but overall, the bottom line is 18th of September, that's when I think we are going to get Warlords of Draenor. Anyway, that's been it for this quick little speculation video. What do you think about the release date? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm talking shit? And also, what do you think about this year-long gap? Do you think that perhaps we'll be able to, players will just be able to find a little bit more longevity in the post 5.4 era than they were able to find in the post whatever the hell the last patch of Cataclysm era was? Anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.